edition of LiveWire. My name is Elise Hodge. I'm going to be your guest host today, taking the place of Ray Tatter. I'm very excited to be here. Today we've got a great show with the Women's Wit and Wisdom Festival team here from the Uli Theater. Also something I'm actually working on myself, as well as the Sactown Movie Bus Film Festival. That's Kier Stoes and Jason Alley. We'll be talking to them in the second half of the segment. So here we go with LiveWire. Hello again. So glad to have you join us today on LiveWire. Again, my name is Elise. It's really great to be here. I'm excited to be hosting the very first time ever. So this is kind of a unique experience. I'm also super excited to start this first segment off with a group of women that I have had the pleasure and privilege of working with the last few weeks on the Women's Wit and Wisdom Festival happening at the Uli Theater. We actually start tonight. In fact, I'll be rushing from here to the opening night gala and the opening show, A Voice of My Own. But I'm very thrilled to have with me these three beautiful women that I, again, have had the pleasure of working with. We have Patricia Schmeltz and Bethany Hidden and Stacy Nason. I'm so thrilled that you got to join me today and talk about all of this wonderful stuff going on. First off, Patricia, this is the first time I've gotten to really work with you, and that has been exciting. But this is, with the whole festival. What has been sort of inspiring to you about working on this festival?
The big thing that I love so much is all of the women that are a part of this festival, because not only are they acting in the shows, but they're directing them, they're stage managing, they're doing tech, they're producing, they're like we're doing all these roles of producing this incredible piece in which we're all a part of. Yeah. And everybody has brought their heart and soul to it. Yeah. And it's just been so fantastic. I've so enjoyed working with you.
Oh, thank you.
I've been doing community theater in Sacramento for over a decade.
Yeah, and you've been doing this a long time. Yeah.
And it's really nice to do it. And the Uli is a beautiful theater, just this gorgeous little intimate space that
35 seats.
just intimate, and it's really a great venue for what we're doing.
Yeah.
Because a lot of the stuff we're doing is very intimate.
It is, and we have 5 full productions that we're doing, which is kind of amazing. We have 2 professionally produced, professionally written shows, and then we have a staged reading, and then we have 2 other pieces, show nights, that are a mix of like monologues and short stories, and there
songs.
You go. Exactly, songs. That's the Women's Wit and Wisdom parts 1 and 2 that you can see right now on your screen. That's again starting today, March 30th, and going March 13th. Going through the 30th. Each of these productions, these 5 productions, have 3 performances, maybe 4. For example, Patricia, Bethany, and Stacy, you're all in String of Pearls, which has 4 performances, so you only have 4 chances, everybody, to catch this, okay? But I'd love to hear from you, Bethany, a little bit, acting in this show. Tell us a little bit about String of Pearls.
Well, it's a very, very touching story about a group of women that are bound together by this traveling string of pearls. And it's, borrowed, given, stolen, broken, all the things that can happen to a necklace over the course of time.
Yeah.
And what I love so much about the show is you're able to highlight individual women going through different things that women will go through. Like one of my characters is a newish mother, so she's trying to balance her work life with being a mom without only becoming a mom. She wants to keep some sort of herself.
Yeah. And that's also what's been fun, I think, for all of you in this particular production of String of Pearls, is that each of you gets to play more than one character. So it's not only a traveling necklace, but it's traveling parts for each of you. Yeah. So you get to play all these wonderful different women throughout a 30-year time period, I believe, is what it covers. it's been such a pleasure to work with you on this. So that starts March 16th, Saturday night at 8 o'clock. And you can get more information about all of this festival at the emhpros.weebly.com. And there's our String of Pearls headliner right there. There it is. So pretty. Look at that. I was so excited to find these different pictures of beautiful women in the silhouette like that when we put together all of our marketing for these shows. Yeah, you can go to emhpros.weebly.com. That's emhpros.weebly.com for more information about all the different shows that you can see over the next 3 weeks. And let's see, I'm going to move on to you, Stacy, because you're doing the triumvirate of things in this show. You opted to take on directing as well as acting,
yes,
and stage managing,
yes,
which I'm so grateful for. In community theater, a lot of things are volunteer, so thank you for volunteering. And what has your experience been like directing? Because I believe this is your first time really full on taking a piece, and it's a long monologue. It's kind of like a 20-minute one-person show almost. But what has that been like for you taking on that experience?
It's different working with adults than with children. I've directed children, and so it's very different. But it's been very lovely. The person I'm working with, Laura, she has been amazing.
Laura Shepard, yeah.
Laura Shepard, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
She wrote the piece, and it's been lovely to kind of be able to just work with her some, and to being so new with it, I've thought about what would I do when I direct and how would that look, and I've loved it because I've been able to like help her along. She's brought her own ideas. And so I've been able to kind of give her my thoughts, show her this is where this would be and this is what this should be and why don't we try this versus that. And so it's been very lovely to kind of see it all come together.
See it all come to life, hit the stage and get your lights and I think you have a couple of sound cues in there and because I know one of the fun things was at some point you were like, can you help me with lights? I was like, sure, of course I can.
Yes.
But I know you also had a vision of that once you kind of got a feel for all of it. And you think you're going to direct again?
Yes, I would love to. Yes.
Wonderful. I'm so thrilled to hear that. That is also a little piece of what we do with the Artist Collective, which is what Stacy and Patricia are part of, Trish. We put together a group of people. We kind of run it like a club, but we try to make sure everybody has the opportunity to explore something they maybe never have before. And this all happens at this little Uli Theater, which this festival is an introduction, I believe, to promote the fact that we have now become a nonprofit. So, yay, us! And we are very excited to have that happen and allow people like Stacy and Patricia and Bethany to, take part in all the things we're doing there. So we invite all of you to join that as well. We have a little bit of a slideshow here that we can bring to you, which showcases all these different 5 productions that we have going on. And so we've got our Women's Wit and Wisdom. This is our title here, and again, celebrating women at every age, stage, and state of being. I think that's a great way to put that. And we have Women's Part 1, Women's Wit and Wisdom Part 1. That's monologues and short stories. And I believe Laura Shepard is in Part 1. You got to come see her. She's super fun. Part 2, I actually get to act in. I'm very excited for that. And so I'm also one of the writers for one of the pieces in that show. And that's going to be coming up over the weekend as well. Gravidity is our staged play. This is a staged reading, and Stacy's one of our actresses in that as well. That's going to be coming up over the next, let's see, I can't read my own sign, March 23rd and Friday, March 29th are our next 2 performances after this week. And then, of course, String of Pearls, there we go. We have our 4 performances there. We start March 16th with that and go through we are the closing show for the festival, March 30th. And then we have A Voice of My Own, and that's the one that kicks off the whole festival tonight. That's a fascinating show. I did it about 10 years ago. It is about a group of women throughout history, and these are known women, anywhere from Sappho to Afrabain to, I don't know, there's a whole bunch of them, Emily Bronte, and they all talk about what it is to be a woman in their time period and the struggles they're facing. And we have this a wonderful cast of about 5 women who are playing all these different parts. It's a little like String of Pearls in that way, that these women are all sharing these different roles. So are any of you familiar with that particular show.
No.
Okay. There is also a lot of singing in the show. It's not a musical, though, but it is music that becomes incorporated as part of telling these women's stories throughout history. And it's quite fascinating. So, again, you can find out information at the emhpros.weebly.com website to come see all of these amazing productions. I'd love to hear a little bit more from any of you about your experiences on this festival so far, and what you're looking forward to seeing, and what you're looking forward to participating in outside of maybe String of Pearls.
Well, first of all, I think String of Pearls is an absolutely beautiful story. Okay,
Yeah.
I get to play 3 different parts, and I know you guys get to play several parts as well. And one of the most exciting things about that is that you get to be so creative as an actor when you do that. You're not stuck in this place of you have to look at it this way, and you get to play with stuff, and it's just so poignant the way that these pearls go from woman to woman, and like Bethany said, they get stolen, they get given, they get thrown in a river. They like all kinds of things happen to these pearls, right? And how they move from like mother to daughter, or friend to friend, or daughter to mother, right? And so it's just such a great story. And you said you have worked with this script before.
I have. We've done it a couple of other times, and the first time was in Los Angeles. Actually, that's how I got introduced to it. Was the theater company I worked with in LA for a number of years. Theater 68, actually. And it was just, it touched me so much, it moved me so much. And I thought, I really want to produce this when I start producing, shows. And so we did it, oh my gosh, it's been at least 10 years ago was the first time I think I did it. Mm-hmm. And then some of the actresses in this particular production did it as well the last time. And the minute I said I was going to do it again, they were like, oh, we have to be part of this. We have to be part of this. So it is the type of play that I feel like you can just keep coming back to and enjoying time and time again, and find something new every time. But I know with some of our other productions, like the one Stacy is involved with Laura Shepard, we have so many beautifully talented women. We have Deborah Shalhoub, Jasmine Hempstead. We have Eileen Hogue and Bernadette Aragancia. They're all performing these really beautiful relationship type pieces, I feel like. And that's what part 2 really delves into, is our relationships as women with not only each other, but, people in our lives in general. Like it's quite a fascinating thing. And then that was part 2. In part 1, we're focused on, thank you, we're focused on my intern's ability to bring the young voice in. And my intern is Haruka, which I think you've all met, I think, at this point. Haruka is such a lovely human. And I'm so thrilled to have them part of the Uli Theater. They're directing some shorts that have more to do with like that teenage vibe of life, and trying to sort of like fit in, and what do I do, and adolescence, right? So, and I think all 3 of you would get a huge charge out of that. So there's just a huge spectrum of things to see. So I believe that we oh no, we're good. Okay. I was like, things are happening. Welcome to my first time hosting. I'm like, what's going on? Anyway, but I think that for any of us, interested in the festival, that definitely trying to see some of these part 1 and part 2 pieces where we have these little short stories and monologues is a really fun way to hear a lot of different stories from women, not just this one. But I would love to hear when, actually I know we're going to take a break here in just another few seconds here. But when we come back from the break, is that wrapping this up? Are we done with this one? Okay. All right. Then I would love to say thank you to each of you for being part of this. And please, any parting words before we sign off?
I just want to say another thing that's really great about String of Pearls is you have about 27 characters, and it's comedy, it's drama, it's heartfelt, it's very lovely.
Yeah, wonderful. Thank you all so much for being here. We appreciate it. And I will see you all at the gala in about 45 minutes, I think.
Yep.
That's where we're going.
That's where we're on our way.
And that's the Uli Theater. Come join us, 2007 28th Street. Okay?
Please.
And we're going to take a little quick break here, but I don't want to forget to say, please come check out the 6th annual Stefan Clark block party. That is this little event. There it is, right there. We're doing a little shout out for them. This is going to be March 15th through 18th. There's a lot of different events as part of this block party. It looks like it's going to be super fun. There's a kids zone, fashion shows, guest speakers, cultural groups, food, officials, petting zoos, car shows. So we're going to take a little break, and we'll be right back at the second half with Sactown movie buffs. Here we go.
¿Qué color? Perfecto, mijo. Gracias. Thank you. What's wrong, mijo?
Donating to a pet's medical care is one of the many ways you can help families in your community. Pets and people belong together. Learn more at petsandpeopletogether.org.
As weather conditions get warmer, cockroaches seek for the perfect shelter.
Are they roaming around your property? Call a pest control company.
Are they crawling out of storm drains? Call your local stormwater utility.
If around manholes, call Sac Sewer.
Keeping these pests away may seem inevitable, but ways to prevent them are:
First, eliminate food, water, and shelter sources.
second, seal cracks and crevices.
Lastly, remove trash daily.
For more information on the prevention of cockroaches,
Go to www.sacsewer.com.
Hello, my name is Sky Alton, host of Everyday Amazing with Sky Alton, and you're watching LiveWire on Access Sacramento.
Welcome back to LiveWire. We are getting into our little second half here tonight, and I'm very excited to bring in the Sactown movie buffs with Kier Stows and Jason Alley. Hello.
Hello.
Welcome to the show. We're so
Thank you.
thrilled to have you. I know we were chatting a little bit before the show about what you do and what's involved, and so I'd love to just sort of dive right in initially with talking about how this Sactown Movie Buffs came into being and what's going to be involved with Sactown Movie Buffs with your film festival coming up. This is going to be starting on April 6th, I believe. Is that correct?
Yeah, so it'll be April 5th. We have a mixer.
April
and then-
5th,
And then
okay.
April 6th and 7th will be the actual festival itself.
Got it. Okay. Oh, there it is. Right there on your screen, everybody. Sactown Movie Bus. It's going to be April 6th and 7th. And you said there's a mixer on the 5th, 6 to 9 p.m. at Big Sexy Brewing Company. I like Big Sexy. They're
Yeah.
super fun people.
Yeah, oh, absolutely.
All right. Fun place to go. Again, tell me a little bit about how this came into being and what's going to be playing.
For sure. So Jason and I have basically been friends for
Almost 30 years.
Yes,
30 years,
almost
that's
30
nice.
years now.
1995.
Yeah, and so we've always had a passion for film. We've been watching films for obviously 30 years.
Yeah.
at
Yes.
least. Started when we were one.
Yeah,
And so we at some point we decided to start our own podcast and actually
Yeah.
started reviewing films, and then we started to get recognized, and from there it kind of morphed into a little more of the film festival, and then as well as the television show. And so that's kind of how it happened. It really happened from the community. So we were doing mostly national reviews for the most part. We would do different types of like, greatest, our favorite films, things of
Lists.
this nature, lists.
Yeah.
And so
top 10, top 20 lists.
yeah, and so individuals were coming to us locally and saying, hey, we would really love it if you would review our film. And so that's
Gotcha.
kind of basically how it kicked off. We would review people's films, and I said, you know what, there's got to be an easier way to do this. Let's have a platform where we can basically showcase all of the films that we're reviewing and, shine a light on some of the great directors in Sacramento and the surrounding
Yeah.
community. And that's kind of how basically it started.
That's lovely. So your focus is predominantly to help work with people here locally and help get their movies out into the public eye, which is fantastic. And I know you mentioned something earlier about working with the CFAA.
That's correct.
Okay.
Yes.
Tell me a little bit about that.
So not only am I on the board of Access Sacramento, I'm also a member of the CFAA as well.
Lovely.
And so a lot of the films that we'll be showcasing will actually come from members of the CFAA that I don't know if they made the film specifically for our festival, but obviously through the training and things that that program offers, they're able to make a film. I think early in the segment you mentioned Eileen Hong, who actually has a film at our festival as well. And so do you. You have a film at our festival as well.
I know. And every time I always go, it's Judith Plank's piece, yes?
No, it's Claire Langston.
Oh, Claire's.
It's
Claire's piece. Okay, the diner,
and
yes.
I believe you
The
are
one I
also
directed,
up for
yeah.
Best Director award as well.
I did not know this. Yes. Well, hey, hello. I found out something fun and exciting in my show. All right.
Did our segment just get longer?
I suddenly feel very famous right now. Well, I understand that you've brought us a little bit of video here to share. So I'd love to hear what these trailers are about, because I believe you've got 2 of them. So give us a little heads up about what we're going to see.
Yeah, so there are 2 films. I believe the first one is going to be, it's a sequel. It's called Hidden Above, The Mystery Unfolds, and it was directed by David Voderstrasse. Hopefully I'm saying his name right. And the second film is going to be called Lego My Soul, which is kind of a horror comedy. And that one's going to be directed by Matt Shapiro and written by Paul Newton. So.
Gotcha. Okay, great. Jason, really quick. You know, in working with Kiara all these years, do you ever find that you 2 of you ever disagree on a film when you're critiquing it? Or are you guys pretty aligned? You never disagree?
All the time.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what makes it a good conversation.
Right.
Yeah.
We agree a lot, but we also, I mean, we have different tastes at the same time. That's
what
makes it interesting.
Yeah,
for sure. Yeah,
definitely. And you know, with seeing so much work here, you know, locally, do you have anybody that you kind of feel like is a favorite that you've seen multiple films from? Or, I mean, maybe I shouldn't ask that. I mean, you've seen
tricky.
probably you've seen a lot of work here in
sure.
town. So, in this festival coming up, do you have some? You don't have to say who. I'm not going to ask you that. But do you have some favorites that are going to be hitting the screen for us?
Well, yeah. I mean, we reviewed a lot of movies. I looked at a lot. Kiera looked at a lot more than I did, even. And you know, there's ones that you like more than other ones. I'll put it that way.
Of course.
Yeah.
So it's very subjective.
For
sure.
You
Yeah,
know,
of course.
for sure.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Well, that's really cool. We're going to head out to our B-roll, I think, right now, and see those lovely clips that you were just telling us about. So off we go.
Be Hidden Above.
I need to know everything that occurred tonight.
It was murder right in front of my eyes.
Tell me what happened last night.
Do you have any evidence to suggest that you didn't do it?
I don't know what to do.
What did you see?
I like it though.
Yeah, that's the horror comedy about a demonic possessed waffle iron.
Yeah.
Demonic possessed waffle. I think I might go home and get rid of my waffle iron right now. No, that is lovely. So please tell us a little bit about the breakdown of what's going to be happening over these days. You said you have the mixer on the 5th. And then on the 6th and 7th is when you're going to be showing all these films. Tell us a little bit, give us the lowdown.
Yeah, so
He's all like, you do.
Yeah, So yeah, as you indicated, so the mixer will be April 5th, and it is at Big Sexy Brew, which is kind of my home away from home. We do a lot of events there, and so it'll be from 6 to 9, open to the public. Anybody can come. And we'll have a live DJ, music, things of this nature. So it's kind of a good place to mingle for film people. So you don't have to have a film in the festival to
come.
Yeah, anybody can show up.
Lovely. Okay.
And then April 6th is going to be the first day of the actual festival down at the IMAX. And there's going to be primarily like our animation films, our short films. And then we do have a feature documentary at the end of the night. And then we'll follow up with like an award show from 7 to 8.
Wonderful. And you can see that right there on your screen, everybody. April 6th and 7th, Esquire IMAX Theater. That's kind of amazing.
Yeah.
It's going to be on the big screen. I'll have to tell Deb Shalhoub, who's in the Women's Wit and Wisdom, that she's going to be on the big screen because she's in the diners.
Oh, well, yeah, for sure. Yeah,
I'm going to let her know. I'm going to let her know. You're going to be on the big screen, darling.
Yeah, absolutely.
She's going to get a big charge out of that. So.
And then we conclude on the April the 7th will be primarily more of our feature films.
Okay.
But we'll also have a director's panel, which will be hosted by Mark S. Allen. And so we'll have some premiere directors that'll be a part of that as well.
Wonderful. Well,
Yeah.
it sounds like an exciting event and lots of fun to participate in. And where can they find out more information about all of this? We've got some different things here. I've got SactownMovieBuffs.com.
Yeah, so that'd be the easiest. It would be the
Okay.
SactownMovieBuffs.com to find out where you can get the tickets and things of this nature.
There we go.
And then I'm also heavy into social media, so you can find us at Sactown Movie Buffs on Instagram,
Gotcha.
Facebook, TikTok, or any of the social
All the
medias.
places.
Yeah.
Okay, very cool. What do you all find is the most exciting about getting to do this festival? Jason and then Kier.
Well, it's cool to have an event at the IMAX. I'll say that
Yeah.
for sure. Like, it's nice to see something that you're putting on a screen that big. You know.
Yeah. That's super exciting. How about for you, Kier?
Yeah, kind of echoing what he said. And for me, because there are so many films that come from Northern California or the community, it's just great to be able to showcase and highlight a lot of the local filmmakers and directors that I feel like don't get the shine of like Hollywood and things of this nature. So
Yeah.
it's always good to be able to showcase those films and actors and some of the up and coming talent, if you will.
Well, that's exciting that you're doing that. Thank you for doing that. I'm a huge advocate of trying to promote our local artists. You're doing it in film, I'm doing it in theater, so we've got a nice thing happening there. Love to see you come do some stuff at the Uli Theater. Come do a little screening with us sometime. We'd love to have you.
Yeah,
so
no, absolutely. I would
totally
love
set
to.
up for
Yeah,
it.
I would be
So I believe that we're kind of coming down now to the end of it. And thank you for being here on LiveWire with us. This is Kiera Stowe, Jason Alley, and they are the Sactown Movie Buffs. That's going to be opening April 5th, 6th, and 7th. And so please check that out. And then also, again, Women's Wit and Wisdom Theater Festival at the Uli Theater. Please come check it all out. And again, thank you for joining us today here on LiveWire. All right, everybody, have a great weekend. And go see some films, go see some theater. There you have it, right? All right. Thank you for making my first time hosting so much fun. Okay. Enjoy, and we're good. Thank you. Bye, everybody.